Send a machine to crack the sky, drop iron on the dust where the dead gods lie. The needles jump, the recorders screamed, a sound that lingered like a fever dream.
Not stone, not rock, not what they told us. The tremor moved like blood through hollow bone.
It rang like a bell, it rang like a bell, for almost an hour in the lunar shell. It rang, rang, rang like a bell deep in the well. Something inside is listening, still, still, still. Laughed and they went quiet, wrote it in footnotes, tried to deny it, but the waveform stretched, it would not decay. Like a gong made a night calling us away.
Vibrations danced where no heart should be, a metal womb with a metallic heartbeat.
It rang like a bell, it rang like a bell, for almost an hour in the lunar shell. It rang, rang, rang like a bell deep in the well. Something inside is listening, still, still, still.
What if we woke it, woke it, woke it, woke it, woke it, woke it? What if it's always been away?
Away.
What if the silence we hear up there
is only the sound, the sound,
the sound that it makes? It rings like a bell, through the vacuum screaming, through heaven and hell. It rings, rings, rings like a bell, and I can tell
the hollow moon is waking. It never went away. Flag on a soundstage floor, shot it in slow motion behind a closed door. The shadows don't match and the wind doesn't blow. smile and never question the show.
One small step for a man,
One giant lie for mankind.
the footage still burns in the back of my mind.
It's a paper moon hanging up in the sky, a cardboard cutout for the naked eye,
Paper moon,
lighting up the night.
we never went there.
We just filmed it right. Kubrick laughed while he loaded the reel. Built the craters from dust under studio steel. The astronauts knew, but they signed the release. Traded their silence for a hero's peace.
Van Allen's bell was cooking them alive, so they faked the journey just to survive.
It's a paper moon hanging up in the sky, a cardboard cutout for the naked eye,
Paper moon,
lighting up the night.
we never went there.
We just filmed it right.
What else did they fake? While we stared at the glow. If the moon is a lie, what else do we know? It's a paper moon,
But it's watching us now.
casting reflections.
We can't disavow.
Paper moon,
The signal is loud
the light still shining.
from that hollow cloud. Always watching from the side we never see. Crater walls conceal what they don't want free. Obsidian towers and perfect geometric lines raised before our species learned to count time. No sunlight reaches these monuments of bone. Engines older than gods hum deep and alone. Far-side Citadel.
Gates forged in night.
Something is breathing where there should be no light. Orbital cameras catch a flicker of steel, structures that move when the lenses reveal. They scrub the transmissions, they black out the feed, but the signal bleeds through as the astronaut dreams. Radiation sings in a frequency strange, a language of pulses that rearranges the brain. There should be no light. They were warned not to land there. They were told not to look. Something answered in silence, and it already knew who we are. Signals roll. Farside Citadel. The veil starts to fray. The hollow moon is waking. It never went away. Silhouettes flicker when the moon is high. People start changing under silver sky. Tempers are rising, lovers collide. Something is moving, the water inside. Not the ocean, not the sea. It's pulling the blood that's running in me. drown. Sleep becomes shallow,
Dreams turn red
voices get louder.
inside my head.
They say it's just madness,
They say it's just fate,
but I feel the current.
rewriting my veins. I'll be waiting on the sea.
It's pulling the will right out of me.
Pull me under, pull me under.
Lunar tide is dragging me down.
Pull me under, pull me under.
Every full moon I'm lost and I drown.
I try to resist this.
But the moon just laughs.
Strings in the sky, I can break free. It's rewriting Pull me under, pull me under.
Lunar tide is flooding my veins.
Pull me under, pull me under.
The hollow moon is calling my name.
Name.
Before the first breath, before the first fire, they hollowed the stone and they strung the wire. A skeleton sphere in the velvet black. They set it in motion and never looked back.
Not a rock, not a god, not a natural thing. Just a vessel they left for the harvest to bring.
They built the moon,
They built the moon,
carved out the core so the signal could bloom. They built the moon
they built the moon,
and left us to dance in its
silver tune.
light, not a lamp, not a heavenly sign. Just a machine that was never divine. They built the moon.
They built the moon.
Carved out the core so the signal could bloom. They built the moon.
They built the moon.
And left us to dance
In its silver tune. We are their echo, echo, echo. We are their desire.
carrying a fire passed down through time.
They built the moon. They built the moon.
A hollow sphere,
An ancient room.
they built the moon
They built the moon.
and left us to dance
In its silver tune.
in the silver tune. I used to be solid. I used to have weight. Now every full moon I feel myself break. The knowledge is acid. It's burning my name. I'm dissolving in silence. I'm dissolving in shame.
Stare at the sky, and it stares back at me. Chewing the parts that I thought made me me. Eat me hollow. Eat me hollow.
Moonlight chewing through my bones.
Eat me hollow. Eat me hollow.
It's tones they drone and drone. No, no, no. Friends say I'm distant. They say I've gone cold. They don't understand that I'm being unrolled. Piece after piece, memory by memory. The moon is rewriting the whole fucking story of me. I fight it at night,
But the pull is too strong. It wants me empty so it can move. Eat me hollow. Eat me hollow.
moonlight chewing through my bones.
Eat
told us to turn back, they begged us instead. But the pull is too strong and the silence too loud. I'm standing right here at the edge of the cloud. The ground starts to shake, the craters align. Something inside me is crossing the line. Break the seal, let the old gods roar and the silence kneel. Break the seal, tear it wide, the hollow moon is open. Come inside. Alarms in my head, but I'm already gone. The vacuum is singing this beautiful song. Coordinates burn and the gateway ignites. I'm trading my future for infinite nights. No prayers can save me, no turning around. The moment I touch it, the whole world falls down. Break the seal, let the old gods roar and the silence kneel. Break the seal, tear it wide, the hollow moon is open. Come inside. I can hear them. Hear them, hear them. They've been waiting. Waiting, waiting, no return. Return, return, return.
Break the seal, break the seal. Nothing left human, nothing left real. Break the seal, let it bleed. The hollow moon has planted its seed.
10,000 years they've circled above, silent observers of hatred and love. They seeded the oceans, they tuned the tide. Now the experiment reaches its final divide.
The gates are aligning, the signals are strong. The hollow moon hums
Its ancient song. They're watching and waiting, watching and waiting. From deep in the hollow, the ancients are waking.
They're watching and waiting. The cycle complete. The harvest is coming.
We are the meat. All of our wars, all of our cries were data collected under silver skies. Every emotion, every fear, every dream, fuel for the engine inside the machine.
The long simulation is reaching its end.
The architects rise, and they're ready to rend. They're watching and waiting, watching and waiting. From deep in the hollow, the ancients are waking.
They're watching and waiting. The cycle complete. The harvest is coming.
We are the meat.
They're watching, watching, watching. They're waiting, waiting, waiting. The harvest, harvest, harvest is here, is here.
They're watching and waiting, watching and waiting. The hollow moon opens, the reaping is breaking. They're watching and waiting, our story complete.
The builders have come.
And we are the meat.